What is going on, beautiful people? Tavian here with another episode of Movies Talking. It's beautiful here in sunny Southern California. It's a little brisk, but beautiful nonetheless. This episode will be talking about the first step of filmmaking, which is writing. If you don't have a writing, or if you don't have good writing, you don't have a movie, or you don't have a good movie. In order to prepare to write your short film or your first feature film, you have to read, and read some more. Read books, any types of books you can find that's related to writing, and read scripts. Read lots and lots of scripts. Reading scripts gives you not only the experience of looking at and seeing what a script should look like, the mechanics, but also you learn a lot about character development, about the story development, plot development, everything. Reading scripts is probably one of the most important things you can do before writing your own script. I read quite a few books when I was preparing to make my short film. I read the beautiful Lamott's book, Bird by Bird. It's beautiful. It tells you about plot building, character building. It's not necessarily about film writing, but it's about story writing nonetheless. It's awesome. It's really helpful. I read this little beautiful gem. It's about creativity, helps you develop great ideas. I read this. This is really important for making short film. This person was a Sundance judge for a while, so you should read this. It tells you what exactly to look for in a short film. It helps a lot. To prepare for writing, I also read, like I mentioned, scripts. I read maybe 10-15 scripts more. I read scripts for American Psycho, Get Out, my favorite movies, Terminator, Gladiator. I read quite a few, some Christopher Nolan, some Quentin Tarantino scripts. Those are awesome scripts. You learn a lot from those. Okay, you've done a lot of reading. Now you're ready to write your own script. Where do you begin? Where I began was first I nailed down a genre. What genre do I want to write about? Drama, mystery, science fiction, comedy, whatever it is that interests you. First, you narrow down the genre, and then some people, when they want to start writing, first they develop a character and then kind of build a story around that. Some people come up with a concept and then kind of build a story around the concept and then develop characters as they go along. Whatever it is that's easy for you. I thought that I was actually writing a story based on a concept. But when I was done later, I actually realized that subconsciously I had developed a character for my short film, Adristia, and I had built a story around that. So whatever works for you, do that. When you're writing your story, make sure to develop your characters as much as possible, what they like, what they don't like, what they want, what they do. And the most important thing is why they're here, what they're trying to do. Obviously, sometimes, most of the times, actually, stories are written from like about a chunk of a character's life, so you kind of have to be very specific about what it is that they're trying to accomplish in that specific amount of time that you're capturing. Also, make sure to be specific about the plots, what's going on, who's who, what they want, what they're doing, everybody. Because if these things are not clear from your point of view as a writer, then they're not going to come out on the screen for us viewers to see it. And your film is just not going to make much sense. This was actually one of the, as I mentioned in my previous video, that I watched a lot of YouTube videos. And there's a YouTube channel called Cinema Sins, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with them. They make awesome videos about. I watched a lot of their videos, hundreds of their videos. And one of the things that they always point out is that things are not clear. Like the character doesn't know what's going on. The filmmaker doesn't know what's going on. And so you have to know what's going on with your story, with your characters. For example, one of the things that they always point out is that when they're superhero movies, there's no limit to the characters' powers. They don't know when they're coming. They don't know when they're going. They don't know what they're doing. Like the filmmaker doesn't know what the capabilities of the plot and the film and the story and the character are. So be sure to narrow that down as much as you can for yourself, and it'll come out as much more on the screen for the viewers. When you're writing, try to write as much detail as you want for yourself, but when you're making the film, try to have as little dialogue as possible, but show more. Write less, show more, basically. When there's important plot points, don't just have characters kind of explain it to the audience. Make sure you have flowing, natural dialogue between characters that develop those plot points, and they come out naturally instead of just having a character explain it. This is another thing that I noticed on the CinemaSins videos, and they point these things out so beautifully that characters in some films just kind of explain everything to you, and it just ruins the film, really. So make sure that all the plot points, the themes, everything that comes out naturally between the characters, or throughout the film, by showing different things instead of just having characters regurgitate everything to the audience. And make sure you stay consistent with those characters' traits throughout the film, from the beginning to the end, so they're not all over the place and they don't confuse audiences. The more specific it is, the more consistent it is, the better it'll come out on screen. When you want to write, what worked for me when I was writing my script is that I didn't like sitting in one place. I didn't want to just, sometimes I'd sit in my room at night, sometimes during the day. Most of the time I spent in coffee shops, Starbucks, Barnes and Nobles, many different places, at the park, at the beach, wherever it is that it gets your creative juices flowing. It always works best if you kind of move around, change your atmosphere. That'll help your creativity a lot, because for me, sitting in my room just writing gets to a point where I'm just completely blocked between just four walls. My brain doesn't flow anymore. So it's always good for you to change your environment. If you like to go to Starbucks, grab a coffee, this also helps you. It actually helped me develop characters, is watching people, at the beach, at the coffee store, things like that. So always be sure to give yourself some room to be creative and not just get stuck in one place. The program that I use for writing my script is called selltext.com. It's a paid website, but they do allow you to have a free membership. With the free membership, what you can do is write a script, and I think you can use another small feature, but most of the features are paid. But if you just want to write your script and don't want to use the other features such as storyboarding and things like that, timesheets, they have like a whole bunch of things you can use. It's one of those websites. I really like it a lot. It's pretty easy to work through it. When you're writing, it automatically switches between characters and action and beginning a scene, end the scene, things like that. It flows really well. If you want to pay for it, it's awesome. You'll get a lot more features. But if not, if you're just starting out like me and can't afford to pay for it, it's a really good free website to use to write your scripts. The hardest part about writing is to just start writing. So what I did was, to kind of give me some ideas about the genre I wanted to write, was I sat down and watched, whenever I had a chance, I watched a lot of movies that were related to my genre, a lot of TV shows. So if you're kind of stuck and you don't know what to write about, give yourself some time to watch some TV shows, some movies about whatever genre, if it's sci-fi or if it's a drama, whatever it is. Get out there, watch some movies, read some books, read some scripts, and start writing. Don't be afraid. Just start writing, no matter what it is. Sometimes when you have no idea what you want to write about, you just start writing something, and all of a sudden it just starts coming and flowing through you. So don't be afraid. Don't wait for the mood to strike for you to write. I know a lot of writers say, oh, well, I'm waiting for inspiration to write. Sometimes inspiration strikes, sometimes it doesn't. But you have to go to work and get it done and keep going and keep going and keep going. And automatically it'll come to you. There's a saying that I heard that emotions follow action. So basically, if you start doing whatever it is you want to do, your emotions, your feelings will follow it. So don't wait for inspiration. Get out there and get writing. All right, guys, that is all for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel so you can watch more of my videos. And please like this video and leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer them. Also, my short film Adristia will be available on YouTube in the next couple of days, so be sure to check it out. In the meantime, watch some great videos, get some great writing done, and make some movies. Thank you.